Hello, friends. Hi there. My name is Svava Brooks. I'm a trauma coach. And if you're here watching the replay, thank you so much for stopping by. I always appreciate anyone taking the minute to listen, watch, learn perhaps. And if you're enjoying this conversation, I hope you join us sometimes live. We are here usually Tuesdays and Thursdays, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern. But if you're here live right now, right here, I'd love to say hello. Please let me know you're here and let me know where you're from so I can welcome you. And I welcome you to the conversation. What we're going to do here. Hey, Sean. Hey, friend. We are going to talk about a page of the day that I post in our closed Facebook group. Thanks for the hearts. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then our members share their journal entry from our workbook, the 365-day journal, releasing your authentic self. That's what we're talking about here, healing our body, mind, and spirit, because we can. Yes, we can. We can heal and restore. Trauma is hard, but we got this. And it's easier in a place where you are celebrated and seen and heard and acknowledged. So, hey, Sue. Hey, friend. How are you doing? Long time no see. Church of Svava for Relief. Hey, friend. Thank you. That is very sweet of you. Well, I sometimes feel like I do God's work in a way. What I mean by that is that I hold up a mirror back to you to show you your strength, to show you how amazing you are, how capable you are, how fully equipped you come here. Thank you. Do I call you Ma or Cree? Thank you, thank you, thank you. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Because it's also interesting. You're doing better, Sue. Good. I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad to hear it. Because there's been a handful of people that have found me and have told me that they found their way, or they found me after they said a prayer, right? They said a prayer, put it out there. I need help. I need support. And and I've been there myself. But I stay open. I think that's part of our job here on this journey, is to stay open to what's showing up in our world, who is showing up as our teacher, facilitator, support person, because at least for me, on this healing journey, over 25 years, right? It's amazing where the help shows up. What do I had to do? What do you got to say for words like emotions, betrayal, attachments? Emotions are just information. We need to feel our feelings. We need to feel our feelings. Most humans aren't comfortable with our feelings. Hey, Elizabeth, good to see you. Glad you're here. And basically, attachment is, right, humans, we need connection. We need to know that we belong. We need to know we matter. And we will do whatever we need to do to attach, as children especially. Even if it means we have to change ourselves into a pretzel to become whatever we have to be to make the people around us happy. So I hope I answered your question. Those are very simply my two takes on that. So, but how are you? You're doing better, Sue? Good. I'm glad to hear it. So anybody else that's here live, please say hello so we can welcome you. I got both Periscope going live and I got the YouTube stream going. So I'm going to do my best to keep an eye on both. And so bear with me if I miss a comment. or a question, but I'll do my best to come back to it. So I will do my best. Like all of us, every day we are doing our best. That's what I'm always willing to give people the benefit of the doubt. So today, what are we talking about? Oh my goodness, this week went by so fast. Today we are on day 255, and we are going to talk about our safe place. That can be a challenging thing for us. For many survivors, what do you mean safety? I have no idea. I do now, but for a long time, I did not know what being safe or creating a safe place for myself looked like. I usually felt almost the safest in unsafe places, kind of things that I had normalized, high risk, stressful situations, not a big deal. I was, if anything, more comfortable in those situations than with people that were nice. I didn't trust nice people in the beginning. And that's why I understand people that come here and hear our conversation, my friends, that it's like, what is this nice crap? What's your agenda? What do you want? Who are you trying to be phony or fake, whatever, right? I had all those thoughts in the beginning. Yeah, it was interesting how what was out of my comfort zone, what I didn't trust, because what was in my comfort zone was being treated poorly, was, like I said, not feeling safe. Yes, right, Sue? Strings attached, right? You're going to be nice to me because what do you want? What do I have to give up? What do I have to sacrifice? What do I have to do? So we're going to talk about how would you describe your safe place today as we are learning to heal, and how has your safe place changed as you've progressed on your healing journey? So those are our two questions today. And I'm going to set that up for us, right? We were hurt by others and we needed protection, especially if we have childhood trauma, but not anymore. Most of us are grown up, healthy, strong. Yeah, I'm safe. I'm safe, strong enough that I can set boundaries. I can remove myself. Hey, friend, if I don't feel safe, I can do something, right, to create my own safe. And I've shared this with you guys many times. I am fiercely protective now of my safe place, of my family environment, of, I get to choose who I hang out with today. I get to choose who I work with. Okay, thank you, Sue. Hey, Rob. Glad to hear you're here with us. You can listen, but you can't chat live, and that's okay. Glad you're here. I've been just fascinated by your journey. Rob's been going into the woods, picking up some food from nature. CSA is childhood sexual abuse. That's what I meant when I hashtagged CSA survivors, childhood sexual trauma. So even though in our space are people with all kinds of trauma, not just childhood trauma. But I often speak to that because there's a big need for people to be direct about that. And I'm very direct. Those who hang out with me know that. I speak the truth about those things, obviously my truth, but also the things that I found helpful along the way. But I want to encourage everybody to find their voice, to speak their truth, because most of us were silenced by shame or secrets, or right, our beliefs that we took on about that somehow this was my fault, like I did something wrong, or we were even threatened into silence as children. So let's see here. Now you can create your own safe place to ground yourself in the knowledge you are safe. But it took practice. It was interesting. I had to practice train my body, this body who had been trained to operate out of fight, flight, or freeze, that hypervigilance state of alert 24/7. I lived there. That was normal for me. And I didn't know anything else for a long time. But now that I've worked enough with my body, expressed my feelings, I've done some, clarity around expressing myself, understanding my story, separate the truth about what happened to me and who I am, my thoughts, my feelings, sort out some of that mess. And then it's like, yeah, okay. Now I know what makes me feel safe, what I can do to make sure I'm safe. Thank you, Elizabeth. She says, I used to feel safe when somebody was in charge of all the decisions about my life. Now I take my own decisions. The other way was anything but safe. I hear you, Elizabeth, and great awareness, my friend. Great awareness. Because it made sense. I don't know your whole history, Elizabeth, but it made sense that when we are children, thanks for the hearts, when we were children, there was comfort. Yes, Sue says, yes, false security. Hey, Sharon. Hey, friend. Good to see you. Right? And we felt good to know someone was in charge. Someone is handling things. And it's appropriate, right? It's that we should be able to trust in our parents and our caregivers, that they're going to keep us safe, that they are loving but firm, right? Keeping us safe. Part of growing up, going through all those stages of development, is to exert our, push our sense of self, exert our power, express our truth, express our emotions, and that we would have someone to guide us, someone to model for us, someone to support us. And so, like I said, going through those stages appropriately is kind of where we develop self-esteem. And also maybe some empathy and compassion for ourselves. We see that model from our caregivers. If we made a mistake, we weren't stupid or broken or whatever. It's like, good for you for trying. Good for you for choosing something. Wanting to explore something new. I mean, that's what this journey is all about. Exploration. But if we don't start off with safety, a safe place to explore, who am I? What do I want? What do I need? We're kind of stunted in that area a lot, and frozen in some way, frozen in our bodies. And we really don't know, like, where do I end and other people began, how I was treated. People just walked over my boundaries, said mean things to me, never considerate or thoughtful of me. Then I don't even know what I need or how to even ask for it, because then no one modeled that for me. Oh, I'm sorry, Elizabeth. She shares, my caregivers were slowly but surely making me their house slave and emotional punching bag. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Elizabeth. Not okay, my friend. Really not okay. So we're sitting with you. You are not alone. You're welcome. You're so welcome, my friend. Yes, exactly. I get it. Like, reflecting, right, on my childhood. My stepfather was incredibly mean. Hey, friend. He was incredibly sarcastic, always making jokes at my expense. And he was mean, very mean. And no one stood up for me. And I could see that, my mom was afraid. She couldn't stand up for me. She couldn't speak up for me. She couldn't get me out of there for some reason. But after a while of that constant, just, it wears you out until you're like, well, I guess I don't matter. I guess I don't matter. Sharon says, I need to rethink some of my boundaries. I hear you, Sharon. I hear you. That's kind of one of those lifelong lessons. Boundaries. And to recognize, boundary is setting a boundary is the most loving thing we can do for ourselves. And it's actually loving and respectful for others. They may not see it or agree with it. So, hey, Wanda. Hey, friend. I didn't know who you were saying. You were calling Heidi. I'm just playing with you. Sharon says, one of my abusers called me the other night. It was a very long and difficult conversation. Oh, I'm sorry, Sharon. I'm sorry, Sharon. I hear you, Wanda. I hear you, friend. I hear you. And right, speaking of boundaries, right, it is, again, why I'm such a huge fan of both self-compassion, learning self-compassion. Again, I had no idea what that looked like. Loving, caring for me, being kind towards this body, this person, this face, this heart, this, whatever. I had no idea because no one had treated me with love and kindness. So once I started, instead of looking there, handing my heart and my soul to other people to approve of and to love, I started, okay, I'm going to learn how to do this. This may be uncomfortable. I'm going to learn how to do this. And by taking good care of it, taking good care of this body, learning how to express my feelings, even the hard ones, right? The ones that scared me, that I was afraid, that I was going to hurt other people, that I was being hurt. So slowly, all of that, doing that, and I could say that to all of you guys, the fact you're showing up here, you are leaning into this hard conversation. This is self-compassion in action. Showing up is the hardest part. And you're doing it. And when you do it, you take action. Your body's like, woohoo, she's doing it. They're doing it. Right? Taking action. We have to take those steps and repeat them. Repeat, repeat, repeat. Sharon says, I got off the phone feeling like a therapist. However, I did get some answers and insight that I did not have. He was full of information. Wow, Sharon. Wow. Well, sounds like there might have been a good conversation, right? Yes, maybe a hard one. There you go. There you go. There you go. You told him to talk to his therapist and try some EMDR or some therapy. Good for you. Exactly. Right. I'm not the dumping ground for this. I'm not the one to help you fix this. I'm not here to listen to all of that. So good for you. Good for you, my friend. That is hard. But maybe, and I hope, right, this helped maybe get a little closure or understand him or, your partner better, understand yourself better around what happened. So boundaries are kind of they're a living thing. It's like and they're different maybe with different people too, which kind of can make it a little complicated, but we're doing it, my friends. So a little more setup for us here. When you were young, you were forced, right, to rely on others for safety. I said that earlier, which is why it's so devastating when we aren't given the safety we needed. We depended on other people being safe. We looked to them for safety, and maybe they were the ones that hurt us, so that our sense of safety is shattered. So, hey, friend. Hey, Ricky. But now that you're an adult and still carrying that feeling of being unsafe and unprotected in the world, you can step back and realize what part of you is it that feels this way. And so for very many of us, it is not your adult self, but it's your inner child. But for many of us, right, this inner child has grown up inside of us, and we have yet to perhaps become the parent, become the loving, grounded parent, caregiver, adult that we needed. So your adult self knows you can keep yourself safe now, that you have power and authority over yourself, over your environment and your body, that you won't let bad things happen because now you know the signs. Ricky says, hello, everybody. Hey, friends. Good to see you. But again, right, our inner child doesn't know that. Doesn't know that. He or she was the one who didn't feel safe, and it's up to you to provide that safety now, to be the one leading the way with your adult confidence, and let your body be the safe place for the child self. You're getting lots of highs, Ricky. And Rob too, even though he can't see us, we can't see him, but he's listening. So today the questions: how would you describe your safe place? How has your safe place changed as you have progressed on your healing journey? And now I'm scrolling down here to our comments. Thank you, friends, and thank you for remembering, giving me permission to share. Let's see here. Sharon says, let's see. She says, we were both abused by my uncle that is in prison now. Wow, Sharon. Wow. So in some ways, right, some of your history here was being validated. That is powerful, that you got to talk to someone who was also hurt by the person that hurt you. And it sounds like it was complicated. Yeah. Because, chances are he was acting out when he hurt you, right? And none of that was your fault. Not your fault. Not your fault. Wow. That was a courageous conversation. I'm sorry, Haley. I'm sorry to hear that. Very sorry. That's no fun. So Donna shared with us today. She says, I love water and find swimming wary. My W's and B's sometimes get mixed up. Let's see, it's not always accessible. Let me back up here. She says, I love water and find swimming very calming, but it's not always accessible. And number 2, it's more difficult to experience minus other people. Most sacred, safest place in the woods, alone on the trail. There is peace among the vegetation, the sky, and the wildlife like nothing else. Even the dirt beneath my feet is a joy. That's when I can breathe and access my safety in my body and my mind. Whew, I was right there with you, Donna. I made this connection a couple of years ago. My eyes are all over the page. Let's see. That's when I can breathe and assess the safety in my body and my mind. I made this connection a couple of years ago, though I didn't realize it at the time. It was dangerous. I was dangerously stressed. I've lived for so long in that zone that it had become my normal. When I began the walk, my tears were flowing and my mind raging. As I moved deeper into the woods, the life around me and the strength of my trees, yes, some of them I have named, high five, my friend, I do that too, calmed my mind and heart. Pausing at a high point to gaze at the view, I became aware that for the first time that day, I was breathing freely, unobstructed, and from the diaphragm. Beautiful. This is how freedom and safety feels. When reviewing these words, it hardly seems profound. However, for me, this was a light bulb moment. It was my awakening to the concept that mind and body can be friends. Riding out the storm is within my means. I am still working at the mind-body connection and expanding my repertoire of safe zones, but the woods remain my heart, my safety. That's beautiful. Beautiful. That's beautiful, Donna. I can so relate. Anybody else relate to the safety of nature and some aha moments in nature? Right? Nature doesn't hurt us. Nature never attacked me. Nature never spoke back, never spoke down to me. Yeah, thanks, Wanda. I think I shared it with you guys. You know, I'm heading to Iceland on Monday, and it was just a couple years ago when going back to Iceland and I went into nature. I mean, that's where I grew up. Hey, friend, Haley, give me a minute. I'll take a look at your question, friend. And I was on a hike near a glacier, sitting up in a hillside where I had that aha moment and I just started bawling because I realized how safe I'd always felt in nature, because that's what I used to do growing up. I would just leave the house and just go trekking up the mountains on my own. Sometimes I'd take our dogs with me, but like, oh my God, nature was there for me, like a really good friend. We don't have many trees in Iceland. That's why I think I love trees so much here in Oregon. But yeah, the mountains around my house. I'm going to be taking Sue to drive through that valley where I grew up next week. And it was kind of profound. So I totally get it, Donna. It's the people that made the places unsafe. And then it's hard because we do need people. We do need to be around people. Yes, Sue. Let's see here. We have Haley. She's asking, well, Haley, she's asking, he cheated on her. She's saying they're good now, but he just hurt me so much. It was terribly sorry, but should I forgive him? What should I do? Well, my friend, no one can really tell you what to do. Only you know what's best and what's right for you. And in this particular situation, I think the key is if your friend shows remorse, meaning, is he really sorry? Is he making amends? Is he really, showing an effort? And it's, trusting after something like that, at least in my personal opinion, is it takes some work, it takes some time. And if you're both willing to put in the time and the effort and the energy and it feels right, It's worthy having, investing in a relationship if you guys have been together for a while. But if this is a repeated pattern, a repeated something, repeated hurt, then no, sweet friend, find someone who is all in and that you're not plan B, right? That you are the focus, the attention, the commitment, the person that, your partner is going to keep your word to and with and honor and respect. So, but it's tricky. It can be hard. So wish I could tell you what to do, but that's not my place. That's not my place. Oh, okay, Ricky. Well, I'm glad. All right, glad you're here. Glad you checked in. Very good to see you. So thank you, Donna. Thank you so much for your sharing. Yes, I'm seeing the comments here. People loved your beautiful sharing, your elegant writing, Donna. I think we were all there with you in the woods. At least I was. I get swept up in reading about and watching things about nature. So Sue shares with us. She says, my reaction to this question has surprised me. I'm not sure if I've ever had a truly safe place. I have places I enjoy being at sea, on a tall ship, in nature, in the mountains, by a lake or a river, but for me, they are not places I would say I felt safe. I've never actually felt alone enough to feel truly safe. I can think of times I've tried to get away and feel the sense of safety, but somehow I could never get away enough. There's always an underlying fear that wherever I am, someone may see me or hear me or find out. And I guess with that's the fear of being judged. So I've always lived my life defended. Sue. Defended, she says, though it was so normal for me that I'm only just realizing it. I think the times I feel safest at present are when I am with people I can trust and who I know love me. So this question has really got me thinking. That's awesome, Sue. That's some awareness. That's some awareness here. And deep in my heart, my friend, I understand, right? I know your history, and I'm so sorry that in all those years, right, you never felt safe, whether you were with someone or away from someone. So I hear you. I feel you. Yeah, she says a new awareness, actually. Yeah. And that's beautiful. That's the only thing you can do, right? New awareness, it opens up something. Now through this awareness, you can take a look at the world and see what looks and feels different. You can take a look inside and see what looks and feels different. Like, is this my authentic self? Am I releasing my authentic self from underneath another layer? Right? Beautiful. Beautiful. I'm really happy for you. Sharon says, safe when scuba diving, kayaking, long dives in nature, right? Isn't it interesting? Most of us here feel safe in nature. It makes sense, right? And the reason I think so much of a struggle in the world today, because we are disconnected from nature. We are so disconnected, and it isn't good for us. We're not grounded. We're not even in our bodies for all the reasons we know here, right? We're just in that fight flight mode, surviving, fighting for our survival instead of coming home, getting away from the chatter, the people, the discomfort, or whatever is showing up here, right? Let's see, Elizabeth says, most of the time I feel that if I don't set boundaries early, people try to mold me into whatever they find more convenient. Yes, I totally get it. Totally get it, Elizabeth. Who can relate? Can you guys relate to what Elizabeth shared? Anytime we meet somebody new, it's like, okay, I better lay down the rules fast. I better tell them quickly what I want, what I need, how it's going to be. I totally get it. Totally get it. So it's great awareness, Elizabeth. Great awareness. Where does this need come from? And what's underlying the need? Yes, clearly, right? Some historical event, something happened in the past where people pushed me around, used and abused me. So you see here, Elizabeth, you're not alone. Yes, exactly. Now, slowly learning to have a healthier relationship, recognizing that, we can meet people where they're at, and we can also, be flexible, but still having, recognizing where we can speak up and where do we need to speak up about how people treat us. But be mindful of that how the past shows up as a pattern. We keep repeating it because we expect people to do it. So to maybe take a look at the expectation instead of expecting people to treat you a certain way, because that's what happened in the past with different people. When we work on that for ourselves, and I think that was one of those aha moments for me. For years, been married 26 years, I tried to control my husband, tell him how to do it, manipulate him, whatever, because I didn't know how to ask for what I needed. I didn't know I was maybe even manipulative or about, my boundaries, or, well, I'll do this because I'm going to assume you're going to do that. And then I'd be resentful because I didn't really ask. I didn't really speak up. And then, or I was, resentful that I didn't enforce my boundary or say no or speak up about something that I didn't want or like, and blaming him. So again, a lot of that was taking a look at what was it that I expected from the people closest to me. And as I became clearer and clearer that I no longer expect it. Exactly, Sue. How exactly? It was no longer what I expected. And like I mentioned, self-care, taking time to be with ourselves, recognizing our emotions, feeling our state awareness of our being, leaning into, I'm a good person. Yes, bad things happen to me, but I am good now. Actually, I was always good. I'm inherently good. Bad things happened, right? I am good. And I'm going to start to operate from like that. People are good. People are always doing the best they can. And the world became better, easier. Because if I'm always expecting the worst, I was so tired of always like, okay, I have to watch out. I have to protect myself. I have to be on guard. I have to always be thinking through, okay, if I say this, I wonder if they'll use it against me. if I say that and they say this, what am I going to say next? Like, it was exhausting. But I understand why, and I know why we do it. It's our survival. Your mind is just obsessed, and your body between the two. Keep us safe, keep us safe, keep it safe, keep it safe. It's not safe, it's not safe. So we are trained like little soldiers. Safety, 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 safety. And then actually we really don't know what is our safe place, because we're very good at recognizing what does not make us feel safe. But the other side, not so much. So with each layer of awareness, willingness to take a look at that, willingness to take a look, how does this play out in my life? What's the belief here? And exactly, Sue, it has to do with how we treat ourselves. Sometimes we are the ones who continue the unsafe, the controlling, the hurtful treatments of ourselves. Whew. Yes, I know. Sometimes that's a hard realization. Definitely was for me. It was no longer coming from here. It was all in here. I didn't need any help. And my husband and I often talk about that. And that helped us in becoming kinder and more loving and supportive towards each other, because I would be like, honey, I don't need criticism from you. I've already got it. Times 10, I got it. So, we became friends because I knew I didn't need to be hard on him. He was already crushed by how hard he was being on himself. So he needed a friend. I needed a friend. Like, you don't need to be so hard on yourself. And that's where a safe place, practicing, right? Being our authentic self, exploring how it is to speak our truth, how it is just to show up and see who wants to hang out. That's been a surprise over and over and over again, my friends. So be gentle with yourselves, be kind, self-compassion. We're doing a good job. We're doing way better than we think. Way better. I promise you. Let's see here. Wanda shares with us. Yes, right, Sue? Sue says, I'm sorry, Wanda, I'll be right back to that. Sue says, yes, of course, this is a safe place. Yes, it is. We have become, hey, friend, we know what to expect, right? We start to know people that are here. We know the routine. That creates a little bit of safety for us. And you're starting to trust yourself in this space. And of course, when we have random strangers throwing crap in here every now and then, we handle it. We handle it and we move on. Yes, people I trust who love us. Yes, who love and appreciate us and our most vulnerable parts here. Elizabeth says, self-work is hard because I have to look at things I don't want to look, but I got to do it to improve my default behavior. Yes. Yes, Elizabeth. And and it's hard. It is brutal at times, but through the work, you find yourself. Through the work, you find the truth. Through the work, you become who you are. Through the work, you recognize how strong you are and how hard you have fought to move out of the default, which is what human babies do. We model what the big bodies do around us growing up. We look for the approved behavior, what was accepted, What language does this tribe speak? What are their behaviors? What are their habits? And that becomes our default. Our values, our choices, our thoughts, our customs, it all comes on. Thanks for the heads up, friend. I'll take a look at that later. So, the work. It is worth it. You are worth it. Hey, Cindy. Hey, friend. Good to see you. She said, spot on. High five. I think I struck a nerve. We got this. We got this. Our default network is what we borrowed to get here. Doesn't mean we can't change it. We can. We can. Our willingness, and that's why I said when we just started, Elizabeth, half the work for yourself is showing up. You're here, my friend, and I celebrate that. It feels risky as heck in the beginning to question things. Question, because if we question, if it's like the dominoes, right? It's like if one falls down, wait a minute, this isn't true, bam, the whole line. So, but it's not true that we can't keep some of it. And that's actually what we know if we are parented by loving, caring, supportive caregivers. They help us at a certain point in our development to pick and choose. Good, Elizabeth. I'm so glad to hear you feel welcomed in this space. If I have an agenda, that's it. I want you to feel welcomed. I want you to feel seen and heard. I will always do my best there. I'm not perfect either, so it may be imperfect, and you may not feel seen every single time, but I'm going to do my darnest to notice and to see you and hear you and feel you. I'll do my part, you do yours, right? Showing up. And some days, that's it. I'm just going to show up and see who shows up. That's how much I prepare for some of these calls. Like, yeah, you're welcome, Sue. I trust in us, in this community enough that what we share together is what this collective needed. And because you all contribute. I'm reading your words. I'm sharing your stories. And it is felt far and wide. So you have no idea who you're helping by sharing your voice, your truth, your story, your words. So Wanda shares, back to Wanda. When she says, when I answered this question last year, my safe place was a physical space. Today, it is more emotional safety that rings the loudest. I've found that when I am comfortable at being authentically me, showing and sharing myself with others, I feel safe. That would be the change in my journey. Having a clear mind and enjoying the moment is a place of safety for me. Yes. This is me, right, Wanda? This is me. Because isn't that the thing that we really want the most? Oh my gosh, can I just be me? Can I not have to pretend anymore, put on a face, or do dance and, dog and show pony for you so you're happy, so you'll approve? So I celebrate you, Wanda. I celebrate you, my friend. I'm so happy for you. You have been doing the body work, the working with your body, understanding the body, listening to the body. Why does it do what it does? Yes. And in doing so, right, because it's really the safe place out here starts in here. And as you've learned to work with this body and honored it and being kind to it for fighting the fight, it's like, no, I don't want to change. Don't ask me to change. Don't ask me to do something I don't want to do. It's like, hey, sweet body, I know you don't want to do this, but staying this way for the rest of our lives is toxic. It's not good for us. It's not good for our health. And I want to be around. I want to play more. We want to explore the world more. There is joy. There is gratitude. There is peace. There is happiness. And you can feel it. This body. We need this body to feel it. Oh, I love my body now. It's like rainbows and sunshine. Not all the time, but when I want to feel that, it's not here where I feel it. It's here where I feel it. So I'm so happy for you, Wanda. So happy for you, right? That mind is something like the fly. We just need to swat it away. Nope, 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 no. I'm enjoying this moment. You're not invited. Nope. Those pesky thoughts, those pesky worries sometimes. Nope, not interested. Nope, not interested. I'm in control. I'm choosing to be in this body and enjoying this present moment between me, myself, and I. Fantastic. Fantastic, Wanda. You have worked hard for this. So I drew a beautiful card. It blows my mind, and I say that every time, how perfect the card is for our topic. I don't make this up. I just hold the deck for a few minutes, and then I just pull a card, and bam, there it is. Today, how appropriate is that? Hold on a minute there. One day, she woke up and decided it was time to breathe. Sometimes that's safety. Are you allowed to breathe? One day, she woke up and decided it was time to breathe. There you go, Wanda. You have found your way to safety in your body and your mind. You found your way to your authentic self, one breath at a time. And notice, right? She's got her head just above water. That sometimes we feel like we can't. All right, you can think about it as if she's going underwater. But and each time we practice, right, most of us don't breathe any lower than our mid-chest, barely into our lungs. We're up here, but the more you breathe, you're inhaling, right? You're breathing in oxygen, the thing that gives all of us life, that brings us energy. It's for free, right? And it can help us to, bring awareness to our bodies. So we know what we feel. Because when we know what we feel, we can do something about it. When we don't know what we feel, when we're checked out, we are just walking dead, right? Going through the motion, on autopilot, doing our default, 90% on repeat, moving the day from yesterday into tomorrow, no change. But in the present moment, one breath at a time, we learn to accept ourselves. Be comfortable in our own skin. Beautiful. Sue says, I know that feeling this week. And Elizabeth says, breathing brings me peace and acceptance of myself. Beautiful. Beautiful. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Amazing. Thanks, friends. Yes, exactly, Sue. Thank you for bringing that up. I am actually not going to be online at this time next week, Tuesday. Hey, Liverpool. Tuesdays and Thursdays, I will not be here. I will be in Iceland. The time difference, thank you. Well, been doing my nails lately. Just every now and then I get into that. Taking a break from my contact lenses. So thank you. Thank you. Taking that in. So yes, no live stream YouTube on Tuesday and Thursday next week. I will be in Iceland. I will be surprising you. I will go live random on YouTube or Periscope when I can, when I'm out and about in Iceland. So I'm sorry that I can't give you guys a definite for next week, but the week after, and I will come on live to create a little video to give you guys more of the time frames that I will be here. Like I said, when I travel, my schedule is all over the place. Plus there's a time difference that, it is midnight in Iceland and UK right now. So, and I will be visiting and staying with other people. So I have to kind of navigate schedules and living with other people. So, but if you want to see Iceland, I'll be posting pictures. Hey, Red Baron. We have lots of friends here from the UK. Yes, thank you, Wanda. Thank you, Wanda. And Sue is going to be in Iceland. Also, I'm picking her up at the airport. She comes, we've had our times and dates all mixed up, but I'll be picking her up from the airport. I will be posting pictures. We'll be sharing videos. And we're going to have fun. We're going to be playing. So, but I will be in Iceland for a few weeks, but I will be on here and post the schedule when I can. So my apologies to not be able to give you exact time and date, but stay tuned. I will put up a notification, Elizabeth, a video on this, on the profile or on the channel so you can see when I'll be here and what's up. So thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We will have fun. That's right, Sue. I'm picking you up at the airport on Wednesday. Woohoo! And I'll be traveling starting Monday. So, all right, sweet friends. Thank you, thank you, thank you as always for your lovely shares and for showing up. Yes, I have not been to the Faroe Islands yet. That's on the list. And also I want to go to Greenland. That's on my list as well. So, and again, if you are watching the replay or are just checking us out and you want to find us on YouTube, the channel is the name of the book, or you can visit my website, svavabrooks.com, to learn more about my coaching one-on-one or the groups that we have, and maybe join our closed Facebook group because it's a very safe, loving, supportive community. With that, bye, friends. Until next time. Take good care. See you soon. Much love.